Hey guys, how you doing? I hope you're all well. So today, I want to talk about why I think big AAA companies are either losing their reputation or at a complete loss, or some of them actually dying and closing studios, which we've seen happen before. I got a few short clips today to share with you, but rest of that, I'm just talking. There's no gameplay. There's nothing like that. So this is happening to a lot of these big AAA companies, and their main opponent seems to be the smaller AA companies, indie game developers in general. See, the reason why these smaller companies are more successful is way more fundamental than we think. See, when I was in school, one of our advisors said something very interesting to me that at the time it didn't make sense because I just didn't know better. And mind you, this was 12, 13 years ago. He said, why do you think other countries like England, or other European countries for that matter, are more successful in their schools and their schooling system is generally way more efficient than us? See, I went to a school in Iran, in a private school, mind you, that had 30 students each class. The public schools were worse. There were like 40, 45 students each class sitting, class is packed, and generally the teaching and the retention of the knowledge being passed would drop in quality because it just mattered how many students you had in the room that would listen, ask questions, and how many times you repeated something, or how fast you blew over a section of or a chapter that you had to teach just for the sake of finishing it. So, of course, if you have more students, generally you're not going to have a high quality. When I moved to England to study, I went to college. And the maximum of students within those classes, between 8 to 10 students each. You learned better, you functioned better. Ultimately, the efficiency of teaching and studying both were raised to a maximum in quality. So now try to apply the same logic to the gaming industry. You get Ubisoft with thousands of employees, which make the company produce bullshit year on year out. And now compare that to Sandfall Interactive with maximum of 30 to 50 employees. And they made an incredible game. Won multiple awards, 9 big ones for that matter. And you put them in comparison to each other and you're like, you know what, when was the last time we saw Ubisoft win anything? Mind you that Ubisoft throws millions of dollars for each project. And majority of them get flushed down the toilet anyways because the games are just dog shit. They're not good at all. Meanwhile, the budget for Expedition 33, Sandfall reported this themselves, that it was almost $10 million, not even the full $10 million. That's just one reason. The other one is that these big AAA companies are losing the competition just because they want to follow suit, and that generally means they want to follow a trend that has been set by another company that was successful with a fresh new IP. And they're like, well, you know what, man, we gotta do the same shit. You know, oh, there's a new Battle Royale, we gotta hop on the same thing. Oh, it has monetization. Yep, store, fill it to the brim with monetization. Do this. We'll win, just like those guys, yeah? They want to do the exact same thing like those guys are doing, and they don't understand why those guys are successful. They think and see that gaming company just as a machine that prints money. They don't understand that the success is not just because of the money, it's much more than that. To them, success is just making money. But they miss the entire point that the gaming companies are alive. They grow. They develop with their audience through multiple years. And those companies share the very same values that their consumers, their players, their audience have, which ultimately feeds into the company's reputation over time. How do you think these companies find their reputation in the first place? You hit home with your audience something of value that you both agree on, that you're both interested in. So through that, you get this. You get this reputation that precedes you. So over 10, 15 years period of time that your game is active, your audience doesn't leave you. But you see, these corporate fat suits couldn't care less. And that's why they keep losing money. But put what I've said aside for the meantime and listen to this other reason why I think this is way more important, by the way. Why these guys keep losing money, their reputation goes down the drain and everything else. See, these large companies have to manage thousands of employees. So what does it happen when you have a big company with a large number of employees? What you will have is a bureaucratic system into place, which reminds me a lot about this clip.
It's not that I'm lazy. It's that I just don't care.
Don't care?
It's a problem of motivation, all right? Now, if I work my ass off and Initech ships a few extra units, I don't see another dime. So where's the motivation? And here's something else, Bob. I have 8 different bosses right now.
I beg your pardon?
8 bosses.
8?
8, Bob. So that means that when I make a mistake, I have 8 different people coming by to tell me about it. That's my only real motivation, is not to be hassled. That and the fear of losing my job. But you know, Bob, that'll only make someone work just hard enough not to get fired.
Dude, I worked in a restaurant. Okay? This clip couldn't be more true. When I watched this clip, I was way younger. I didn't work at the time. I didn't understand it back then. When I got older and I started that job at the restaurant, oh my goodness, bro. The words in that clip rung more true every single day that I went to that work, every single day that I went to that job. I had this clip playing over in my head, literally. See, the chefs and the people that I worked with at the restaurants, yeah, their head chef in particular was known to make a lot of mistakes and not to take any responsibility whatsoever for it. And mind you, my job there at the restaurant was an expediter, an expo. So literally in my contract it says that I have to tell the runners where to go, which food to take, and what allergies that they have, and this and this and that, and to make sure all the chefs are on the same page. They know which table is gone, which check is finished, you know. Okay, so we are all on the same page, and we can basically have 120 people, 200, 300 people coming in, service everybody, and go home. That's literally what says in my what it used to say in my contract. There were instances that this head chef would interject himself into the conversation that I was having with the runners to remind everyone that he's the head chef. Yeah? And evidently making a mistake because he was trying to do 2-3 things at the same time. And then when I would tell him, please, let me handle this, let me talk to them, let me make sure they know what they're trying to do, he wouldn't listen. Yeah? There was a time that I actually told him, I was like, look, you're actually confusing them. Let me just have a talk with them so they know what they're doing. Dude, he would stand there and lecture me for like half an hour instead of doing his job. And then literally everything, like half an hour, he's talking for half an hour. I haven't said anything in half an hour, yeah? And the moment I want to say something, that's it, done. This guy wants to take off. This guy wants to go home. And then the lecturing from him would end, and then the lecturing from the other chefs would start. Oh, you don't talk back to the chefs. You don't say this. You don't say that. You just say yes, chef. What talk back, bro? What are you talking about? It says it in my contract. I'm doing what it says in my contract. What are you talking about? And then eventually I would be like, you know what, man? It's just whatever I'm saying is falling on deaf ears. So who cares? I'm just gonna say, you know what? Yes, chef. Understood, chef. Of course, chef. Yeah. Just so I'm done with this conversation. Yeah. Now I'm going to tell you why I think that clip rings true. You see, at the end of the night, I'm like, okay, we had the talks, we had this and that, whatever, it's done. I want to go home, yeah? But before I leave, I have to sit down with other managers for an hour, yeah? Telling me, why don't you tell him he makes mistakes? Why don't you stand your ground? Lady, I'm standing my fucking ground. I did stand my ground. I got told off because he wants to feel like he's the superior guy or whatever in the room. And then the rest, when he leaves, want to kiss his ass and be like, whoa, you don't actually talk back to the chefs and this. I did stand my ground. What do you want me to do? This motherfucker does whatever he wants and he just leaves. And somehow I'm the one supposed to basically be answering for the things he's said and done. You see, at some point it would become so one-sided, yeah, because someone did something, yeah, and I'm trying to correct the flow of work, and all of a sudden people treat it as if it's a mistake. And then I have to hear from 4 other people, apart from the other people that I talked in the kitchen, that, oh, by the way, they're just like 1 rank above me. It's not like, oh my God, it's earth-shattering or whatever, yeah? No, it's just 1 rank above me, but I have to sit through this talk that, oh, why didn't you do this? Why didn't you do that? And I would be literally sometimes I would be sitting in the room with them and I'd be just staring into distance thinking, you know what? I'm just going to let them talk until this is finished, yeah, completely, and I can go home, because that's exactly just what I wanted, okay? I just wanted to go home. That's it. That's all I wanted. So now try to put the same logic, yeah, into the scenario with a gaming company, with the gaming industry in general, yeah? It's the same bullshit, literally, same bureaucratic bullshit that you have to deal with a multitude of people, and even if you don't make a mistake, yeah, you won't hear the end of it. And the same thing with these AAA companies is that at the end of the day, every developer, whoever that works at the company, even if they're trying to do good and actually show their skill, they will be steamrolled, neglected, because of some corporate idiot that wants to push whatever they want for the sake of a trend that is now on and made some game successful, and they see it as a monetization thing. So, okay, let's incorporate this in this game that makes 0 sense to do so, just for the sake of a trend. They won't listen to the developer. He won't be heard. And just like me, that person is tired at the end of the day. Says, you know what, man, fuck it. You know, I just want to get paid and I want to go home. That's it. Which, by the way, I don't agree with. I didn't agree with myself at that time either. That's why I left.
Matter. I don't like my job, and I don't think I'm gonna go anymore.
You're just not gonna go?
Yeah.
Won't you get fired?
I don't know. But I really don't like it, and I'm not gonna go.
So you're gonna quit?
Nuh-uh. Not really. I'm just gonna stop going.
When did you decide all of that?
About an hour ago.
Really?
Yeah.
About an hour ago. So are you gonna get another job?
I don't think I'd like another job.
What are you gonna do about money and bills and...
You know, I've never really liked paying bills. I don't think I'm gonna do that either.
I quit. I was like, you know what? I'm done with this. I'm done with this shit. This is not worth it. Well, many others, man, they need the job. So they stay. They bear with it. Sometimes even roll over just because they got to get paid. They got to go home, put food on the table, they got bills to pay. And as a result, the developers get blunt to the work. The companies produce bullshit, which, by the way, doesn't reflect at all to their status of being a AAA company. So based on those reasons, I think AAA companies are in a position that, I'm not saying they're going out of business or whatsoever. No, they're definitely not going out of business. They're losing a lot of money, but they're not going out of business. They might close a studio here and there, but you see, the downfall of a company starts with these things. If you keep making the same mistake over and over and over again, you're going to lose money. You're going to lose a lot of things. Not just money. You're going to lose developers. You're going to lose the status that you had. You're going to lose your reputation. And over time, people will, that audience that you had kept for 10, 15 years with you is going to be resenting you. Is going to go somewhere else. Be like, you know what, man? I put hours into this. I bought things on your stores and I felt I was a loyal customer. This is the way you treated me. So you know what? I'm going to take this somewhere else. I'm going to take this loyalty someplace else that actually is going to appreciate me for it. But yeah, that's about it. I just wanted to talk about this a little bit, talk about my experience at least a little bit. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. Let me know if you've had a similar experience, if you've gone through the same thing maybe. And yeah, come have a chat in the comment section with me. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Take care of yourselves, and peace be with you.